My name's Rose, and I'm 19. I became homeless when my mom kicked me out of the house. Since then, I was on the streets. I was 16 when I first started my homeless adventure, which is what I'm calling it now. My mom and me got into a fight, which led to a lot of physical violence and then led to me out of the house. I did honestly feel a lot more safe out on the streets than I did at my house. My mom had just got remarried, and the fight was because he told her to either choose me or him to stay there, and she chose him. So that's why we got into the big fight.
So how was your first night on the street when you were 16?
To be honest, it was a whole bunch of things. It was frightening, it was scary, but also at the same time I felt free, and I felt like I was finally safe.
Where did you stay your first night?
My first night I stayed at a park. It was the closest place, and it was lit up, which is where I slept. Being on the street and being young, and the lady part, I always had to worry about whether I was in a safe place, because men on the street or off the street are not okay when you're a female by yourself. I carried around a whole bunch of self-defense weapons because I never felt safe. I had pocket knives, I've had pepper spray, and yet it helped me feel a little bit safer. It was still really not safe because I've done most of this journey by myself. And one night I could probably sleep an hour, depending on if I felt safe. I normally didn't sleep outside though. I would wait till the next day where I could go to YST and sleep on the couch.
So your safe place was YST?
My safe place has been YST, and they are still my safe place. They're my family. No, I don't think that people that have houses and money, I don't think they seen us as humans. Because there were plenty of times where someone would walk by with a cigarette, and me or David would ask for one, and they'd make comments like they've worked too hard for their money for that. Or they'd give us dirty looks. They'd look at us like we were beneath them. So, yeah, I do believe that. I also believe that they don't see us as equals anymore. They just see us as trash. I think that people need to stop and think for a minute about it. Most of the people that I've came across and have talked to, their situations have put them out here not by choice, and I think some people think we're out here for the fun of it. I ran into one person that their house burnt down, so they were on the street. I ran into kids my age because their parents kicked them out. I've run into a lot of people that have come across a lot of different reasons to be out here and haven't chose this life. This isn't something we want to do. This is something that our circumstances got bad, and this was our only option. Being homeless was really, really hard to keep track of things. Birth certificates, IDs, socials, those, you could lose them at any point in time. It took me, my mom kicked me out at 16. It took me having to go through legal aid once I turned 18 to finally get a hold of that. My ID, I had to wait on that too. You never know how much the world needs those things until you don't have them. Whenever you're homeless, if you don't watch your things and carry everything with you, it's gone whenever you get back to where you put it. Like tents, if you sleep somewhere, the cops and or people go and will take your stuff and throw it away, or take it and steal it. Now that I'm housed, it's a lot different. It's harder for me to sleep sometimes because I'm used to the sidewalks. I have my mattress in the floor because I feel safer, I guess you could say, being down on the ground. Still very hard for me to sleep. Working on that because I have to keep reminding myself that I'm no longer out there. I can lock my doors and be safe. So yeah, it was hard being homeless, but it's still hard being housed as well. I'm still having to adjust to finally being able to lock a door, or, you know, lots of the stuff that normal people have done every day, I'm having to start doing myself. And I didn't do it out there. Cooking on a stove and in an oven, oh, that's new, most definitely. So you don't know how much I've burnt already. It's perfect. Or forgot about. I made a pizza and forgot it in the oven, and Carly told me I'd do that when I first moved in. Showering on the streets of Tulsa, that was hard. You never knew when your next shower or bath was going to be. Actually, being homeless, I kind of may have forgotten what a bath was. You know, being able to sit in there and relax with bubbles and stuff. You know, I didn't get that out there for the whole 3 years that I was out there. So showering, it was hard. I know as homeless people, you would go to sources of water. Like, I've taken a bath in the river. Maybe not the cleanest, but it was something. Or you go and give yourself a bath in the sink at QT. It was really hard to find showers when you were homeless. When you're homeless, but now, thanks to Carly, he made it so much easier for everybody. Him and his shower trailer. I remember when that was just an idea. And
ain't that crazy how we talked about that? That's nuts.
Remember.
That's.
What I'm most proud of is finally, after 3.5 years of being out on the street, I've got my own apartment. I worked really, really hard. I had to stay consistent with my case managers, which it got pretty hard at times because if you went too far, you had to walk back and you had to meet them. You had to make sure you were there. So it was a really big thing. Also stayed consistent with Carly. He helped me get my birth certificate, my ID, stuff like that. So my apartment is my big step. My name is Rose, I'm 19, and I am no longer homeless.